Welcome to Vick. 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 Welcome to Vick.
Home team. What's happening, home team? It's your boy Blakberry Rex coming to let you know about the summer giveaway that we're having with the home team with Blakberry. That's Blakberry, no C, just the K. If you want to be a part of this giveaway, have a chance to win some free stuff, you gotta go to Instagram and subscribe to Blakberry Rex on Instagram and enter the raffle for your chance to win.
it's a party, I know I slide through. Hey, why me shine with no dime when I slide through? Hey, bitch, I'm elevator high when I slide through.
Yeah.
When I slide through.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
party, I know I slide through. Why me shine with no dime when I slide through?
What's
Bitch, I'm
happening?
elevator high when I slide through. I keep it real, I don't lie when I slide through. Step up in this bitch like I'm 10 feet high. Ho, I'm just outstanding. That mean that I can't lie. I got the green next to me, call that shit a standby.
What happened? You good?
Everybody
Everybody
nigga
come
won't
on Thursday night, so you know what that means.
I'm raising up the temperature.
It's time
looking for some
for
ability.
the hottest show
Get up in the
on a Thursday night, whether anybody knows it or not.
I guess
It's time for the Rick.
Now if it's a party, I know I slide through. Hey, why me shine with no dime when I slide through? Hey, bitch, I'm elevator high when I slide through. I keep it real, I don't lie when I slide through. Now if it's a party, I know I slide through. Why me shine with no dime when
I got Will, the Georgia Reaper, in the building.
What's happening? What's happening?
Also, another Will. And can I just say, for everybody, for the parents out there, for the future parents out there, skip over the W section of the alphabet, please. Okay? Just skip over the damn W section so we can just avoid the damn William name for a whole generation. But we got another Will in the damn building, and he is the international sensation, Will the Thrill Waddell. What's going on with your Will?
Not much, man. You know how it is. Holding it down, supporting the family, supporting the other family, yourselves over here. How was good with you, my brother Black?
Ain't no thing, man. I appreciate you coming through, man, showing love. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat that's going to come through when they come through. Appreciate everybody that's coming through right now. Listen, today's conversation is going to be very sentimental. Reason being, it's about a very controversial person in Atlanta. Been controversial for over 2 decades now. How controversial? Shit. Damn. If you think about it, probably like 5 years removed from being a 3-decade controversial person in Atlanta, and that's Michael Vick.
Mm-hmm.
It's questions just like circling in my head right now about this media push from our Atlanta Falcons with the Michael Penix Jr. and Michael Vick relationship that is being advertised for the fan base, for the world. Everybody's being put on notice, so to speak, by the Falcons that our past is being embraced by our present and our future. And that's Michael Penix Jr. I'm asking, I got a very important question to ask.
What's that?
Okay. But before I ask that question, let's show some love to the loyal compadres and compadres to the channel. We got Jonte Rozier in the house. What's up with Jonte Rozier? What Jonte Rozier? Watch what? It's like his name. It's like his name could be like, it could be like a marinade product for like marinating some meat or something. But
I see what you're saying. Yep.
Jonte Rozier, you know, one of them wine-based marinades, like it got wine base to it.
For superior beef, use Rozier.
Use the superior beef. I choose Jonte Rozier. I love it, man. That's an exotic name, bro. Jonte Rozier. We got Georgia Texas boy in the house, or like to call him Gats boy. I got them Gats boy. Got Georgia Texas boy in the building. He say, "What's happening, Blackberry, AFN, and Falcons family? The new era is here. The Atlanta Falcons will rise in
Yeet.
2025."
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Bob. Oh, let me turn y'all low some. I got y'all low as hell. Let me turn y'all low. I cannot hear. We got Jay Holland in the house. We got Jay Holland in the house. We got Jay Holland in the house. What's up with you, Jay Holland? He in the building. And that's what we got right now in the chat. So I got a question to ask.
Yes, sir.
I got a few questions, but I'm gonna start with this one. Is the Michael Vick and Michael Penix Jr. relationship that's being advertised by the Falcons lately, is this something that's being forced by the Falcons onto the fan base, or do you think this is something that came about organically between Michael Penix and Michael Vick? Whoever want to answer that first.
I'm gonna jump in. I feel like taking the dogfighting and the jail term out of the equation. I think, obviously, with that being said, Michael Vick just wants to make amends to the franchise. He wasn't able to when he first got out of prison, which was why the Philly run and all that stuff. But I mean, he was mature enough to say that he knew he wasn't getting the Falcons job back. So he knew that Matt Ryan was the guy. So he kind of showed him all the respect. You've seen the photos, the conversations, what have you. So I think it's more a case of that, just to make sure that every man involved's got the maturity to not pass the buck, but to say, here was my experience, kid. Here's what you can take from it and learn from it. This is your team now, sort of thing. That's how I feel it is. I don't think I like it. The media likes to run with things, as you know, and tag on their little bells and whistles here and there. But I think it's just a man who loves this city and this team. He fucked up. We all know he fucked up, but he wants to try and make amends to this team, this franchise, to a certain extent as well. He's also he's further down the road. Who in this panel can sit and say, "I'm perfect. I've not made mistakes. Even when I was a young guy, I didn't fuck up. We didn't fuck up to that extent, but we can't sit here perfect and say that." So I'd like to think that it's for good reason. But how about you, boys? How are you feeling about it?
I believe they basically sensing something happening in Atlanta. And Vic, he becoming a head coach right now down there in Norfolk.
Hmm.
And if something popping off hot in Atlanta and you putting your name in it, what'll make him hotter for the recruits down there if he's staying relevant? So I think it's just folk sensing something happening in Atlanta. A lot of folks who never had a chance to win that ring and they feeling it happening. Me as a fan hoping it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But they sense something special in this young kid we got, and they want to make sure what I mean he succeed. And if he succeed and their name is in a part of it, they're back relevant. That's the way I feel.
Yeah. And from the
You know what I mean?
franchise's
So
standpoint as well, I feel like they can also market that accordingly. Oh, you've not been a fan since the Vic area. Well, this is Vic's kid too. Vic's had a hand in bringing this guy along. So if you were a Vic fan, come see this kid. I feel like the franchise is almost using it a little bit for
exactly
marketing too.
a marketing strategy. You're right, because you got
Mm,
our fan base has always been split. You got Matt Ryan lovers, you got Mike Vick lovers. Now, if you get both of these quarterbacks in here pinching in a little of their knowledge to the young Ricky we got, what a better
yeah,
way to bring this franchise fans together. You know what I mean? So I think they
yeah, and
did
that's
this.
what.
This was definitely intentional. They did this on purpose
Yeah, that's what
because
me and Des were saying. We need to get asses back in the seats in the A. There's been too many people that are season ticket holders, but they don't go and support the team. And I feel like the team's going like, okay, we've been through the Vic era. That was that. We've been through the Ryan era. That was that. And as we say, if we can market this to where everybody gets us behind this kid, let's do it. But yeah, I don't think it's going to harm number nine's jersey sales either. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, 'cause they had to do something because a lot of people was losing, have lost faith in Raheem after 1 year already. So they got to do something to change the narrative a little bit, and by bringing these legends back to coach a future star in his league, I think it was a
Mhm.
great marketing strategy. They what they got going on.
Yeah. And how
I
about
don't
you, Blackberry?
believe I don't believe that the Falcons intentionally at the start of the offseason or at any point of this offseason. I don't think they intentionally said, hey, what would be great is if we got Michael and if we got Vick and Penix together and put them on this, so to speak, media tour together to promote the franchise, so to speak. I don't think that's something that they intentionally sought out. I think what happened was, and this is from hearing Michael Penix talk about this in interviews about the relationship that he and Vic have developed since meeting one another, even before Michael Vick, even before Penix was drafted to the Falcons. Um, I think it's something that happened organically. And now the Falcons, well, recently, the
Hey,
Falcons have used, they see it as an opportunity to let the fans see how they are embracing the legends of the past Falcons by incorporating the future and the present and
now
showing that that was something
the
about what we
meetup was
talked
a
about in
the
class.
meetup was organic. I believe the meetup was organic between him, Mike Vick, and Matt Ryan. I believe that was organic. What I'm saying, the team took advantage of marketing and shit. They were like, "Oh shit, okay, we can
Yeah.
put this out there." You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
get more people involved in this team. Now the meetup,
Yeah.
yes, that was an organic. We heard Matt Ryan say, "Hey man, I'm here for the kid. He got my number. I'm gonna be working with him." And we heard Mike Vick when he met up with him saying the same thing. So, but
Yeah.
I do truly believe that the team embraced this chance to market to the fans to get them more involved and more excited for this team coming up.
Yeah, and I agree with both of you. I feel like maybe that wasn't the team's original intent. Maybe it started out on the level that it was, just two guys, an ex Falcon, and now the new leader meeting up, passing on some of that wisdom, and then the team went, oh wait, but hold on. So I see both points, man. I don't think the team necessarily had any end goals in the beginning. But when we seen the way this thing played out, I went, oh, okay, maybe this is a way to bring the team together. And that's something that's been lacking, well, massively over the last 4 or 5 years. While we've been having this whole QB fucking pass the pass the parcel sort of deal. Um, you boys feel me? So having that sense of continuity restored, yeah, I think it's a good thing for the most part.
It's it's absolutely a good thing. And that was what my next question was going to be. Is it a good thing? And what, because of course there's pros and cons to everything. But some things literally have nothing that could come negative from it. And some things have nothing that could come nothing positive could come from it. But in
Hmm.
this situation, I don't think it does anything but help not only the morale for the team and for the fan base to continue to give reasons to get behind the Michael Penix Jr. era. I think it, not only that, but I think it also helps with the development of Michael Penix Jr., especially right now during this period, this limbo period in the off season where there's nothing really going on. Like anything that they're doing right now is on their own time. So if they're working out, if they're going over plays, if they're meeting up and going over,
trying to gain chemistry with one another off the field. Whatever the case is, they're doing it on their own time. So it's like really no better time to use this as like a tool, so to speak, for Michael Penix Jr. to let him get some of that. Because of course he's known Vick for quite some time, but let him get some of that fanboy out of him when it comes to Vick now. Like,
Yeah.
man, I can't believe I'm doing this and that with Vick, and I'm being compared to him, and I'm spending time with him, but I'm also picking his brain, about nuances of the game and his time in Atlanta and how the city embraced him and how he interacted with fans, how he took adversity, situations as such. He's able to gauge that now in a mental space where he doesn't have to go on a football field. He doesn't have to go before cameras in media. He doesn't have to do all of these things. Also, in the process of trying to pick Vick's brain about how to handle these things. See, now he can get that. He can get those nuances. He can get that tutelage. He can get it ahead of time and be ahead of these things that Vick is going to help him prepare for.
Yeah, and going into year two, I feel like it's the best situation because he's also had in that 3 or 4 game stretch at the end of the season there, he's had a taste of NFL football. He's had that welcome to the NFL moment. He's played against bigger, faster bodies that hit harder, that have a better rudimentary understanding of plays, formations, assignments, and so on. So he's had that experience now. So I feel like it's the best time as well to establish this sort of communication with the greats that have done it before him. As I say, he's had that taste, so now he goes, "Oh, but here's what happened to me in one of those games. I did this." But they'll go, okay, so nah, that happened to me in year 5, and here's what I think you should do. There's situations that he's now got a feel for that he can go to these guys with and go, right, okay, so is there something I can do here? So yeah, I think timing wise, it's pretty perfect as well. I don't know if you all agree with that, but just in terms of timing, I feel like this has put him, as I say, he's first full season as a starter, and he should be in a much better position now. If he hadn't gotten those games, maybe I'd be questioning it a little more. But now that he's been smacked around the head a few times and he understands what it's going to be next season, I feel like the shoe's on the other foot now, so to speak.
What are some benefits to this relationship?
Well, as you say, the ability to pick a man's brain who's done your job at a consistent high level. I mean, Vic had us always a threat. He's also got Matt Ryan as well, who took us all the way to the Lombardi. We didn't win, but he still has experience in the biggest game. Also, you have the fact that I'm going to say this more personally for Ryan than Vic, but Matt was a consummate professional, so he can also give. I'm sure Vic has an understanding of this too, but can also give him the proper tools to be a Falcon, so to speak. Let the kid know, no, look, if this is your first full year, the city's going to get behind you. This is bigger than team, blah blah blah, and just set his expectations as well, so that he's not going to come out like a lot of these rookies come out. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a lot of good that can come from it, just in terms of, like, as you say, his preparation levels on from a mental standpoint. Um, so as I say, how do you feel? Do you think there's more positives or more negatives to it?
Well, I think it's more positives to it, obviously. I think really the only thing negative could come from it is if in the event that the team doesn't have success this coming up season,
Mm.
You're going to have those fans that still look at Michael Vick as, uh, you know, however they look at him in whatever negative light they look at him in. Those
Mhm.
are going to be the fans that come out of the woodworks. See, you shouldn't have had Michael Penix working so closely with Vick in the off season, and that this done rubbed off on him, and that done rubbed off on him. He should have been
Yeah,
talking to Matt Ryan more. He should have been with Matt Ryan. You should have pushed that more. I can see all of that coming already.
yeah. And
See what
then
I'm
the
saying?
morality levels will be questioned as well. And what I need to break down. It's the same with the whole black man white man thing. I think it's been played to death in Atlanta. And I feel like what we need to do is to find that solidarity again
Narrative.
and stop arguing over silly shit that has no bearing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
football, so I'm
That's been
not going to
played to
question
death
a
in this
man's
world.
morality.
Period.
Yeah, I'll question his football because it's a football team, but it's not my place to judge. I will leave it to the judge who sees all things. You know what I'm saying? It's not my place.
Yeah.
And if he feels he can help, then we are appreciative and we welcome the help. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like people are going to paint their own narratives because, yeah, you're going to have feelings. I get it. I've got my feelings too, but that doesn't affect how I put myself across describing his level of play because in 2004 through 7, that guy was a cheat code. He was one of the most dynamic players any of us on the panel have ever seen. But I'm not going to tie morality into that question. It's a football team, and the guy has a good mind and a good set of legs and a good left arm for football. So my plea almost to Falcons fans is don't get too deep with it. Leave morality to the side if you want to talk about football. If you want to talk morality, we can, but that is a whole nother podcast and one that we're going to have to drop some warnings on beforehand, probably.
But unfortunately, that's just what the tie is going to be into their relationship. If there is an event that the team, not even just let me not say that. Let me say if in the event that Michael Penix shows more struggles than what we expect him to show,
Mhm.
that's going to be the first thing that a lot of them dive right into. Is he worked so closely with Vick in the all season. It should have been working more with Matt Ryan.
Mm,
Like
yeah,
you can see that coming a mile away.
100%. And that's the thing, especially when it comes to being a Falcons fan. We've all been in the trenches here long enough to know that the media's already got these planned. They've probably already got memes sitting saved on the computer, just ready to go. I told y'all, and we know it's probably coming if this doesn't work. But as I say, that's the pain and the beauty of being a Falcons fan, isn't it? You can't
Yeah,
please all the people all the time.
and I like what Miller Mill said here because it makes you think. He said a little of Andy Reid's knowledge, not just Andy Reid, but Mike Tomlin too. Or,
Hmm.
Dan Reeves.
Yes.
You know, coaches that have had that level of success in the league, that a lot of what you learn from them, you're going to be able to take it with you and incorporate it in your future as a non-professional player, but somewhere as a coach. I I believe that has a lot to do with him getting the job at North Dakota State
Hmm.
because they know because maybe in the interview that he had, maybe he was able to stress like, "Hey,
Who
I
who
played
was North Dakota?
where you
Norfolk.
coaching at
Norfolk.
Norfolk." I said North Dakota, my bad. Norfolk. That's how he got that job because I'm pretty sure in that interview process he's able to say like, "Hey, I've worked closely and under uh, Andy Reid, Dan Reeves, Mike Tomlin. I
Hmm.
have I have knowledge that I'll be able to pass on, and not only that, I've learned the hard way in this world of what can happen when you don't humble yourself." and I've had to come back from that. This is all things that Michael Penix is going to be able to get, and this is why I believe this is the major benefit I think Michael Penix is going to get from Vick in this relationship that they have is Michael Penix showed he gave us a little hint of arrogance before that Washington game. And I done talked about this before. He gave you a little hint of arrogance when he was asked the question by the media, how much pressure is it going into this game? And paraphrasing what he said, he basically said, oh, hell, ain't no pressure. It's just another game for me. I'm going to go out here and do what I always do.
That's the best way you can be.
That's the best way you can be, but something that veterans have learned over time is that if you don't show humbleness, if you don't show a certain level of humbleness, teams are going to be extra motivated to come after you.
Yeah, I get it. Get what you said.
You see what I'm saying?
So, yeah.
It's a level of humbleness you got to show. Like, even the greatest players that have ever played the game, when asked similar questions to that, would have answered it in a manner of which, hey, I got to respect what Washington brings to the game. I got to respect that this defense is going to get after me, and I got to know what such and such is it on the field. I got to know that this coach likes to do this and that. Like, when you don't approach it at that angle and you choose to go the complete opposite, like, hey man, these people, these folks ain't got shit for me. They can't handle me. That's that that's that Willie Beeman mindset, right?
Yeah, and as I say, we've seen as well many times where that gets you. If it doesn't work out for you, look at Michael Crabtree and Richard Sherman. You talk all this crap, don't try me. You put me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, and that is the result you're gonna get. It was like, oh, okay, yep, that's what it gets for talking smack.
Yeah, I don't care who we put MPJ with, bro. It's all gonna be down to how he's willing to prepare. Point
Yeah,
blank, period. If he's willing to prepare, he gonna have greatness in his league. If he's not, he gonna be another Mike Vick. He gonna have the height, but he ain't gonna be the Warren shit. So it's all about preparation. So that's
Because
how I look at it.
that's another benefit. That's what I mean. Well, that's another benefit to him having Vick right now, and the Falcons, advertising them as a pairing right now in their relationship, because when Vick can give him that wisdom, like, hey, I too was even more revered than you were coming out of college. I was the Michael Vick experience before I even touched a professional football field. I electrified the college game in Virginia Tech. Vick can tell Penix, like, hey, I knew what stardom was before I was even put on that stage.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were labeling me as already. Like, with Michael Penix is, they thought he was what I said, and I think a lot of other, maybe professionals, people, analysts and whatnot, said that he was the most league ready out of his quarterback class.
Yeah, so, he wasn't the most dynamic athlete. He wasn't the one that you would go, oh, watch this play and watch that play. You wouldn't single out plays for the athletic dynamism, but certainly coming out of Washington, I would say he was the most pro ready. He was the most complete quarterback in his class.
Most pro arm ready, most pro mindset ready. Had a lot of experience starting as a starting quarterback for a team on the college level, more so than most other quarterbacks in his class. So that was his reputation coming out of college. Michael Vick's reputation coming out of college was This dude is gonna come into the league and he gonna wreck shop. He gonna be the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment. He gonna be the Rock Dwayne Johnson of football. That was Vick's reputation coming into the league. So who better to show Michael Penix when he gives you examples of not being humble? Who better to show him like, hey, bro, you might want to humble yourself.
Yeah.
And
100%.
remember to give a level of respect to your opponent and the game where you understand that while in your head, you the shit. In your head, can't nobody do nothing with you.
Yeah. And I mean, take another example, the 2083 game, the game we do not speak of, the PTSD evening, but no, what I felt like one of the biggest things was we did not respect the Pats. When we went in at halftime 21-3, we forgot what happens when you leave Tom Brady in a 2-minute offense. It's Tom Brady. Come on, guys. And that was the big thing you're saying, Blackberry. Like, respect your opponent. You haven't beat them until the clock strikes 0. Until you beat them, you haven't beat them.
Yeah, it's. I think it's the difference between champions and contenders.
Mm.
I really think that's the difference between champions and contenders. Contenders, they're always going to have that I'm fighting uphill, that I'm fighting uphill mindset, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm giving all I got. I'm gonna fight most of these guys. I'm gonna knock them the fuck out. But I'm still fighting uphill until I get to that championship, till I got that gold around my waist. A champion is always fighting as if he's the champion already.
Yeah.
And that's not what comes with that isn't I think I'm fighting uphill type mindset.
Yeah. And
That comes
speaking
with
of,
that is I have to give you this work until I see that you are no longer like. That's why I like using boxing as an example,
yep.
because the build up to a fight in boxing is a lot of trash talk, right? It's
Yeah.
trash talk between the two, like, but it face to face they talking trash, they telling each other what they gonna do to each other, all that shit, right? And
Hmm.
in most cases, in side interviews before they come face to face, you hear them talking about, well, this guy does this guy does that. I got to be prepared for this. I will be prepared for that. See, when you look at the process of getting to that shit talking, is they giving each other the necessary respect that they
Yeah.
bring to the game so that they understand that when it's time to go blow for blow, when it's time to fight, I'm gonna be on your ass
Yeah.
until my hand is raised, and
Yeah.
then I'll know. Then I'll be able to be like, hey, I knew I had some for the some bitch.
100%, and I'll apologise in advance because you're about to get my best attempt at a French Canadian accent. But in the world of mixed martial arts, one of the goats is Georges St. Pierre. And he was on the Joe Rogan podcast and he got asked, so do you still get scared? And he went, oh, yes, Joe, every fight. They say to me in the face off, they say, you are scared, man. And I say, yes, I'm scared of you because I'm not a psychopath, but I'm going to fight you. And that is the definition of humility. You
Yeah,
should be scared because this man's coming to punch you repeatedly in the face until you lose consciousness. But to have that fear and to go in anyway shows a level of character and a level of commitment to your craft. And as I say, we can talk about boxing, MMA, we can talk about football. It's sort of a universal thing. You are going to be punched in the face. You are going to encounter situations that you are not prepared for, that are going to scare you, that are going to cause you to feel some sort of way. That is what you are going to face in the NFL on a probably game by game basis.
you're gonna get
But
your ass kicked. You're gonna
yeah,
get your ass kicked.
exactly.
I like sports because, and before we move on to the next topic, and then I'm gonna get your take on one last take on that, Will. But the reason I like sports is because to my nature I'm competitive.
Hmm.
And in my competitive nature in sports, I get the opportunity to be as competitive as I want to be.
Mhm.
So when I hear fans criticize, uh, and this kind of goes into the Kirk Cousins uh topic that we not gonna touch on a whole lot tonight. But when I hear fans criticize players for being business minded about their business and not understanding the business side of the sports
Mm.
and understanding that that competitiveness doesn't go away just because you put on a suit and tie and now it's time to talk contracts, it's time to talk money. You're being competitive even still. Agents are ruthless.
Yeah, you think the players and the people involved are bad? Look at Dana White or Vince
Oh
McMahon,
my goodness.
or take one of the, like, you can name me somebody for the list. Tony Khan. Name me one of these guys who is not slashing wrists and pissing on people on the way up. Business is a horrible thing. Like, it, yeah, to become the big man, you've got to shit on someone small. It almost seems like in a lot of ways.
You know, it happens a lot. That's uh, some small business folks like web developers and app creators. They go into it understanding like, hey, I'm creating something special. I'm probably gonna sell this to a bigger conglomerate
Hmm.
because
Yeah,
resourcefully,
that's what you want to do when you're an inventor.
right? That's
You
what
want
you
to
want to
sell it to
do
somebody big. Yeah.
because you if you go into it thinking that I'm gonna compete with the biggest and the baddest, some of that's a pipe dream.
Yeah.
You can you can be highly intelligent and create something highly useful to society, but understand that it only gets as far as I want it to go if I sell it to somebody bigger than me.
Yeah.
But you want to sell it to somebody bigger than you, but you want to keep some of your royalties too. So, like, if I'm gonna
You got to
sell it
keep
to a
smart
big company, hey
yeah,
man, I sell it to you for 10 mil, but I want 10% of the royalties from all future sales.
you got
Bam,
to
you
Oh
still
yeah.
making money
Set
and you get
yourself
money
up
up
for
front.
life. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
set.
what I meant with the little thing that we had the kind of the jokey spar about last night, Blackberry, is I want to build that Alabama level dynasty. You know what I'm saying? So I want to build something from the ground up if that's what it takes. But I want to end up shitting on the little guys in the south. I'm not gonna lie. So if we have to make a few savvy business decisions to make that happen, as I say, I've been worrying a lot about contracts, which obviously we won't touch on too much, but the Kirk Cousins situation and things like that. But we've got a lot of boys that are going to need paid in the next season or two. But having that 27 mil in our pocket ready to go, it's going to be a big help.
yeah. If we don't have yeah, yeah.
I, I, I say if only if Penix don't feel like he got to run all the time. That's the only fear I got. Don't feel like you got to
Oh yeah,
go to the running. Stay with that pocket quarterback presence and use running as a weapon. Like if everything else breaks down, then you use your feet. Don't
yeah. Because
feel like you
correct me
got to
if I'm
run.
wrong.
Right. Don't feel like you got to run 60% of the time. No.
Well, he
Yeah,
don't have that.
You,
He don't have that thought process now, so I don't think he'll develop it.
yeah. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but we have a better offensive line now, or at least a more stacked and solid offensive line now than Vic had, which is why he had to take off as much as he did. I mean, I know that was his tendency, but you take into account also the fact that that offensive line hasn't been as strong as it is now for quite some time. Maybe
Well, that's a good
2016.
segue. That's a good segue into the next topic with comparing the mics because the I know a lot of fans, man. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to X or on
Mhm.
slash Twitter
Yeah,
or I'm not in no Discord. I don't know what they be talking about in there. I don't go in there at all.
you're probably better off to be fair on some nights, man.
Yeah, but from what I have peeped at uh around the Michael Vick and Michael Penix comparisons is a lot of them are thinking that well the Falcons because there's been a question that's been asked since the beginning of this all season, why are they letting Michael Vick mentor Michael Penix, or why are they letting Matt Ryan, for the ones that hate Matt Ryan? Why are they letting Matt Ryan mentor Michael Penix? I want Matt Ryan far away from Michael Penix. I want Michael Vick far away from Michael Penix. Listen, if you think that the Falcons are sitting Michael Vick or Matt Ryan in a quarterback room with Michael Penix and going over strategies and schemes that Zach Robinson is putting together, then you got to be stupid as hell.
Yeah, the game's changed since your day. Tell us about your day, your experiences, but the game has changed. So neither Matt Ryan nor Michael Vick has got a say in the sort of plays that this kid is going to be running, or the sort of throws that he's going to be making. Like that. That's a naive way to look at it. I agree, because like a mentor. Look at the definition of the word mentor. It doesn't mean that he's going to be signed to the coaching staff. It means he's going to bring this kid along.
Well,
You know what I
it's
mean?
foolish to think that a coach will allow someone that's not finna take not one motherfucking snap for his team to sit down in a room with his star quarterback and go over plays that they're about to run that season. Do you
Nah,
know how stupid that is?
We
nothing
don't know
that
what
happened.
Raheem though. Raheem did a lot of stupid shit last year, so I don't know. I ain't putting shit past him, bro. But I hope he wouldn't be. I hope he wouldn't be that stupid.
We
If,
can only hope, man.
do you know? Do you know the indictments I will put out on that motherfucker if he was to allow that?
Oh, that would be a fun episode. We need the red warning bars out for that one, I think.
Talk about the level of dumbassness that you would have to resort yourself to allow that. The, mentorship mentorship is simply from somebody that's an OG in the game to a young and coming up athlete. It's just like the big brother little brother programs, the big brother programs. They not You're not going and mentoring a quote unquote little brother in one of these YMCA groups. You're not going to mentor them so you can give them a play by play of this what you need to do in your life. This you need to do this, you need to do that. That ain't what you need to do. Mentorship is to so that you can be an example for them. Because
Yeah.
you have been an example and you are an example. So that when certain situations arise, like I don't know, I'm not gonna use that often. I was about to say like when a white girl come in your I was gonna say like when a white girl come up in your tent at a damn media event and it's just you and her and she coming on to you. Like I was gonna say that, but because we know the traps. We know the traps. But
You talking about you was gonna say it, then proceed to say it, right?
I wasn't going to say this, but here's what I wasn't going to say.
we know the traps. You gotta know the traps, Michael Penix. You gotta know the traps. But and I think he married a white girl, didn't he? I think he did. Or
Yeah,
engaged.
he just got married.
Yeah. Okay. Well, forget I said that then. But but mentorship is about being an example. Oh, Jay Holland say, nah, it's a black chick. Okay. All
I don't
right.
think it matters. You're a married man. Keep your damn hands to yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Keep your hand to yourself. Don't fall into traps. Um, being that example as a mentor, if if you still got an issue with Michael Vick's past, then that's why you have an issue with him mentoring Michael Penix. But if you ain't looked at the work that that man has done to redeem himself and and to
Facts.
and to sustain that redemption, if you haven't looked at what Michael Vick has done to be who he is now in in present time, then you're somebody that just like to hold on to grudges, and you're just I don't know what to call you because it everybody.
Oh, you ain't say he was married to a white girl, did you?
I said I thought he had got
Nah,
engaged.
he got a black wife. He got a black wife.
Okay.
I was reading the comments. I'm like, hey, I ain't know that what you said.
Yeah, Jay Holland say nah. Yeah, Jay Holland he got it right. But voodoo mucho grande. I'm talking about voodoo. What up? Who is voodoo? What the hell? What's up with you, mucho? Uh, but it you know I just want I if we compare the mic, okay, let's compare the mics because I'm kind of losing myself here. Let's compare the mics. Michael Vick, Michael Penix Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. They're both black. They're both black, and they both are capable of running the football very well.
They're similar in size. I mean, Vic's 6 foot 207. I think what did
Nah,
Penix list at
Michael
6'1",
Penix a little
212?
taller. Michael
Yeah,
Penix a
maybe
little
6'1",
taller.
6'1" and a half.
Yeah, Michael
Yeah,
Penix 6'2".
6'2".
Yeah,
Ah,
so
okay.
like when now if he go with that mindset of when Vic played in Philadelphia when Andy Reid got a hold to him. Now Vic was deadly down there in Philadelphia. Now
Yeah,
he was
if that's what
he was
I
tossing
says to
that
you boys.
ball. Yeah,
Yeah, combine the athleticism of an Atlanta Mike Vick with the game understanding of a Philadelphia Mike Vick, and you've got a dangerous quarterback.
Well, let's break it down a little bit more. Arm strength. How do you compare their arm strength? Similar. He got a
I've got
strong
Penix.
arm.
they got a cinema on because Vic can just twitch that wrist and that motherfucker go by 60 to 70 yards. So they both got
True.
strong arms. They both got strong arms.
I feel like Penix throws a slightly tighter spiral. Not that that really matters, but if you're talking about ball security, the less of a bobble there is as that ball's coming in, the better. You want it right in your hands. So they're similar in terms of arm strength. That's not even so much an accuracy issue, but as I say, look at some of the photos I shared on X, videos I shared on X of just how tight and accurate those spirals are to Drake London. That's something that Vic could do, but that just seems to be Penix's pass style. You know what
You
I'm
must
saying?
ain't seen some of big highlights,
I was
how
gonna
that
say,
thing be
but
spiraling. But that
I'm
thing,
talking about a tight
that
spiral. That
thing
boy be putting
spiral,
that thing
boy.
on a rope.
I guess that's a left-handed thing. Them boy be tossing it. Well, now we got Tim Tebow. That's an embarrassment. But but yeah, only difference is Vic didn't know how to have touch on his ball. He came in. He was trying to break folk fingers on when he was tossing it when he was younger. He had to learn that touch. When he went to Philadelphia, he learned that touch.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe not so much spiral, but just touch, knowing exactly where to place it, that it comes in just right. You know what I mean? That's kind of what
yeah,
I'm saying. I agree with you. I agree with you,
yeah.
brother. But that's something that's going to come with time, as you say. But Penix seems to have a little bit more touch coming right out of college, which I like to see.
Yeah,
But maybe that's the
he still
difference
got to
between a
work on.
Washington scheme and a Tech scheme. Maybe that was just the way that they were conditioned through their style of college play to throw the ball. And I've said this many times. He was pro ready because Penix played 4 years of ball consistently starting at Washington, who run an essentially pro style offense a lot of the time.
Well,
So
touch dictates the scheme, in my opinion. This is something that I probably done had a lot of damn debates with my homeboys about back in the day when we played. Was I always felt like the reason why, and I'm gonna tell you somebody a very good example of this is down there in Tampa with your boy Baker.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, mostly
Mhm.
everything that they draw up for him to throw is gonna require him to put a lot of power on the throw. Ain't a
Yeah,
whole lot of touch on none of that they doing over there.
and he's not a huge guy either,
Or
Baker.
him on the
So he's got
move.
to step into that throw before he
Right.
launches. You know what I mean? He's got to take that step and a half before he gets it out there because he's not got the size of like a Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco, Matt
Yeah,
Stafford sort of QB.
he
So
better on the move.
yeah,
He
Because if you
on the
keep
move.
him in the pocket, you can sustain him. But when he get on the move, that's when he come dangerous. That's when
mhm,
Baker Mayfield become dangerous.
And I bet you if you go turn on the tape on him when he's on the move, a lot of what he when he does throw it and doesn't take off running, a lot of what he throw probably require him to put a lot of power in the throw, as opposed to because if I bet you if you go look at the film, he'll probably have guys running open that he just got to put some touch on it, but he chooses to make a tougher throw because he rather make a hard throw instead of a softer throw.
yeah,
So that to me, scheme has always dictated whether or not a player is going to a quarterback going to be somebody that shows that they can put the right amount of touch on footballs.
yeah.
Um,
And I've personally experienced as a receiver the difference between playing with a QB with a lot of power and a QB with great touch and precision. When
yeah,
I played at the Clyde Valley Blackhawks, I dislocated 3 fingers playing receiver because our guy at the time, James Keogh, was a solid lad, but he would when he put the ball in your hands, he would put the ball in your hands. But then when I played for the Pirates, we had Neil Bapty, who was taller. He wasn't going to bomb that ball at you, but he had a little bit more touch and a little bit more dink and dunk style. He would go over the top because he's a tall guy. Neil goes about 6'4", so he's got a great touch. And that's the difference when you play with someone who knows exactly where you're going to be, knows not just how hard to throw it, but what sort of position your hands are going to be in. It's a different level. I feel like it's an underrated skill of the quarterback touch.
what about um, what about pre-snap reads?
Ooh.
What you mean?
We comparing the mics. Who's more of a thinker?
Oh no, I got to see more. We got doing. Oh, are we talking about in the early years or what? What we doing?
You got
Yeah, again, that
Because
question's which Mike Vick are you
if we
talking about?
talking about early years, then you're gonna have to say
compare
MPJ is
finished
more of a
product
thinker.
compare finished product Vic to current Michael Penix.
Well, no, we
That's more
can't. We
similar.
can't. We can't judge it yet, man. I ain't seen number 3 games yet. I got to see a bigger span.
Yeah. And
Cause
you come
I,
back
I
to the
I already
original talk.
showed y'all I've been fooled one time by a little small 4 game
I mean, but
four
that's
game
why you
script.
can
You know what I
that's
mean?
why
Mhm.
you can compare finished product Vic to current Michael Penix because because at Virginia Tech, Vic wasn't down doing no pre-snap reads like that.
No, 100%.
Later on in
No,
his
he was run first, then hit the open man if you see him.
yeah, this the play. We running this play. I improvise after the snap. That's who Michael Vick was in Virginia Tech.
And
That's
that's
not
what he was at the beginning of his professional career too.
exactly. And then the mid part of it too. So it's not so with Michael Penix though. we know he's a thinker. We know he's more of a processor
Yeah,
than Vic was.
I'm still gonna hold on. I still wait and see with him. I ain't seen them for 3 games, so I can't say that yet. I can't say it yet.
Mucho said,
But
"Can
like,
we college mics?" Then I mean, we can.
okay, we compare that then MPJ is more of a thinker then.
Yeah.
I can compare that.
Yeah, and even the
That's
style
more of a
of offense
spread
that
out. Yeah,
Washington runs,
yeah,
even the
that's
style
more of
of
a
offense
spread out.
Washington runs requires more thought than the style of Tech. At least the style of offense that Tech ran when Vick was there. You instantly, if you're not going to go, okay, my read's not there, I'm going to take off. That shows that you've not got a very deep playbook. If you come to the line with 3 or 4 reads prepared, then you're instantly going to be classed as a better thinker. So I think like to compare college mics wouldn't be fair because
Yeah, you can see how
the
much
yeah yeah
you can
the
see how
style
much
of offense is
MPJ
so different.
you can see how much MPJ was important to the Washington offense by watching that same offense in Alabama. You see how they failed to succeed as well than Washington succeeded in that offense. So it shows you it was more on that quarterback than it
Mhm.
was on the system itself. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So it showed you he could think, but he learned from his time in Indiana. When he first came out, he was a runner. So that's just like comparing the Vicks, both Vicks. He was a runner in Indiana. He went to Washington and learned how to be a pocket passer. Vic was a
yeah.
runner in Atlanta. He went to Philadelphia and turned out how to be a pocket passer. The same thing. So like we can only
But
hope.
hopefully, though, to his credit, the fact that that arc's processed itself through college for Penix will hopefully mean that he will be a far more complete prospect than Vic was when he was in Atlanta. And I hope that my words prove true. But I'm just saying that obviously having the chance to play essentially both styles to come out as a true dual threat, he's not got the speed perhaps of a Michael Vick or some of these other guys, but he's serviceable enough as a runner and quick enough. I mean, he's still running what a low 4.4. I think he's about 4.46, something like that. It was. So I mean, it's decent speed. But I like the way that he, as I say, made the decision to switch to Washington, where you could get pro ready. I feel like it's a very mature decision. And to quote some of the coaches around the world that we feel like to have them under your belt will make you a better player and a better man. I'm going to quote Dabo Swinney on this one, and he said, "It doesn't matter if I have a winning football team, because if I'm not preparing these kids to be great fathers, husbands, and young men, then we're all losers." And that's what it really boils down to for me. I want someone who's complete and who has the right attitude to step up and be a leader in addition to a quarterback. He's got all the skill set and all the wealth of experience behind him, and all the do's and don'ts. Because let's face it, we've been through the highs and the lows. There's been some don'ts, but that's a good thing as well, because then Mike Vick, Matt Ryan can go, "Nah, I've seen this, and here's what you don't want to do." So yeah, as I say, I keep kind of coming back around to it, but the maturity level that he showed to have that evolution that Vic had, but in a 19-20-year-old kid, as he was coming up towards his switch to Washington, that says a lot about his character. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the kid can do this year.
What about influence?
Hmm. Oh, are you talking about Mike's influence on Penix? On
Influence,
Vic?
influence on influence on other players. I ain't talking about
Oh,
influence on fans because you already know that Vic all day. But as
got you,
far
got
as
you, got you.
the influence he would influence the players coming up behind him,
Yeah,
quarterbacks
I would give that to Penix, just because the way, as you say, Vic didn't have 2 or 3 reads, so it wouldn't have been a pleasant time to be a wide blocker sort of thing, because you know what he's going to do. But look at the way that Penix has been acting with the guys during the off season. He's been out running the sand dunes with Bijan, with Kyle, with Drake, and then when they asked him about, oh, so Kyle Pitts hasn't had the consistency, and he's like, no, you know what? that's my guy, and we've had words. I'll find him. I've got him. So yeah, connecting to the players, establishing yourself as a leader, um, letting everyone know that the offense runs through me. I've got to give that to Mike Penix. How do you feel about that one?
How about it, Will? Who you think? Who you think more influential to players to quarterbacks coming behind him?
Well, right now you got to get the Vic. You got to get the Vic. MPJ ain't showed you enough yet to be that influential to think of as a young QB coming out of college. So you got to get the Vic right now. He done more, but we're hoping
Yeah.
that what I'm saying MPJ is able to break a lot of them records that Mike Vick set here and become influential to future QBs coming up in the ranks. But right now you got to get it Mike Vick.
What about accuracy?
Hmm. Again, that's close.
Why you mad?
It's hard to judge MPJ on it right now. He ain't been in but 3 games. Man, we doing the 3 game set. Ah,
Why you just can't base it off of what you
You
done
can't.
see
You
from him?
can't though, bro. Because the NFL is different from the college, as we seen. Because you know who else was good in college was your boy Dan Marilla. He had great stats at Cincinnati. But what happened when he got to college and didn't have the coaching he needed? So
Well, we all know about Tim Tebow's college career as well.
so
Just to bring up a name we
Tim
said earlier.
Tebow had a hell of a college career too. But he got the goddamn to the NFL and like he was throwing a big ass can of green beans or some shit.
But
So
if you think
100%.
about it though, Tim Tebow played the exact same way in the pros he did in college. The
he
difference,
threw better in college.
the
He was
difference,
terrible in the pros. Yes, he threw better in college. He was able to throw in
difference
college.
was he played exactly the same. The
He
difference,
had this. He had the same game plan, but it's like his throwing was.
I'm not talking
He
about
was
the
making the same throws. It's just that he was connecting those passes in college and the
yeah,
pros not so
what
much.
I'm saying is
Right.
in, in college, the talent level ain't like it is in the pros, so he got away with how he was playing.
He
Yeah.
played
But
in the SEC. The
he
talent
didn't
was there now.
he didn't
The
change how
talent was there.
would y'all agree with Miller Mills said here? He said Vic hands down. He said hell, MPJ is a product of what Vic is anyway. Y'all think that's true?
Yeah,
To a certain extent. I mean, I've seen the
yeah.
photos of
That's
him
what I'm
rocking
saying.
his
So he
cleats
had.
at Pop Warner, so I feel like there's definitely I can understand Atlanta getting behind the narrative. That's all I'm saying. Um, as I say, the photos of him as a young kid, he obviously that is one of the guys that he aspired to be like. And as you say, it's a big thing now that he can meet his hero in a way and go, oh no, I'm learning side by side with with Mike Vick and Matt Ryan. But now this is my offense, and both these guys have said as much. So yeah, I'm not mad that he's a Vic product. I think it's not the worst QB you can be a product of. You know what I'm saying?
So you think you agree with that
Yeah.
Big
So
Bill? You think he's a product of Vic?
yeah, yeah. A
Yeah,
lot
maybe
of
not
quarterback.
in a huge
Mahomes
way,
is a
but he's had
product.
an effect.
Mahomes is a product of it. A lot of quarterback that you see running now is a product of it for what he did, what he was able to do.
Hmm.
But that's what I was saying. LPJ just don't have enough of a resume to like base him up against Vic right now. As far as
What?
influentiality or whatnot.
Why he can't be a product of Steve Young?
Come on now, no, no. Because you got quarterback that was running before Michael Vick, but who made it more popular? Vic made it more popular. He was worldwide with it. Everybody knew about Vic.
But
You had
Vic made
quarterback that ran before him. You had Warren Moon. You had all these quarterbacks that ran before
Oh
him.
no, we've got these historians, man. I could go on all night. You had George
Yeah.
Blanda would run a little bit. You had Fran Tarkenton, if you want to talk to the real
You
old,
had
the old
Steve Young
school.
was a running quarterback,
Uh
but
huh.
Mike Vick made it popular the way he did it. So like a lot of
Vic
these quarterbacks
Vic
look
said
up.
he watched Steve Young. That's where he got his game from. Watching Steve Young.
Yeah, it's folks that Vic looked up to, but I'm saying you said who more influential between them two quarterbacks.
Nah, we
Because a
done
lot of
moved on.
quarterbacks
We
look
done
up
moved
to
on from
Vic.
that question. We done had two different questions then. George Tedwell say Randall Cunningham.
Yep. As I say, there's a lot of, and I hate to, give the enemy some kudos, but I don't mind giving kudos to a player where it's due. Cam Newton. Yeah, he's a hell of a lot bigger than Vic, but the quintessential, some of the plays he were running were very
Cam Newton was
Vic-esque.
looking up to Vic. He tell you that himself. He say Vic wasn't what he was looking at.
Hmm.
Hell, Vic had a
So
cousin playing for the Skanks at the same time.
yeah,
Was playing. He
yeah.
just wasn't as elusive as Vic, but he was doing the
Yeah,
same thing.
He was more of a pocket passer.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's tough to be
I
elusive when
think his
you're
name I think
6'5",
his name was
250, you
Brooks.
know what
Wasn't
I
his
mean?
name
It's hard
Brooks or
to.
something?
Uh
I think his name was Brooks or something. His cousin that played quarterback in with the Saints.
with the Skank. Yeah.
Oh,
Damn, what his name was? I think his last name
oh,
was Brooks.
yeah, I think Will Brooks, maybe. I want to say Will Brooks.
No, it wasn't Will Brooks. What that motherfucker name was?
It sounds familiar. There definitely was a Will Brooks in the league. Whether it's that
Aaron
kid or
Brooks.
no,
I know
Derek
George
Brooks,
this boy know.
Aaron
Aaron
Brooks.
Brooks. That's
That's
his name.
it.
Yeah, that's his name,
Thank you, sir.
Aaron Brooks. Yeah.
And you'll find
And
this out, man. The older
he
the
used
older
to he
you
used
get,
to
the
tear
harder
our
it
ass
gets.
up.
Older you get, the harder it gets to maintain all these names and stats. You know what I'm saying?
It was like when him and Vic played each other, boy, it was gonna be a offensive goddamn game. Cause he used to tear our ass up.
Mhm. And I mean, we've yet to mention the obvious Vic clone of Lamar Jackson, but let's not open the Lamar Jackson Pandora's box. We'd be here until tomorrow 2 a.m.
See,
talking about it.
Lamar Jackson is the early Vic day when he just run first and throw when he see somebody open. But now
Yeah,
since they got that Georgia offensive coordinator up there, he been more of trying to be in the pocket, throw it a little bit, and make his legs a weapon like they did Stetson Bennett down there in Georgia. Throw that
yeah,
ball and make them legs a weapon.
yeah. Because they've almost made him like mm, Baltimore's getting one-dimensional, not in terms of like they're going to run, but the fact of the matter is it's Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. So can you stop that run? But now there's teams that are on the level where sometimes they can. So now what else can you do? How is that arm? And I feel like that's where you get a lot of Lamar hate. You see the memes saying that's a running back with an arm, and it's like, no, hold up now. He's got someone there who's going to like make him an arm with legs rather than legs with an arm, so to speak.
Well,
So
it's like I said when it comes to Lamar. You got a lot of people that's criticizing Lamar because he's not a traditional quarterback. He's a running quarterback.
mhm,
And a lot of people don't want him to get quarterback recognition when he's labeled the best quarterback in current football or he's the face of the league at quarterback. A lot of people don't want him to get that recognition because they don't think that he should get quarterback recognition. Well,
that's fair though, because I
it,
mean, look at the other three guys in the top four. No, I'm not going to make any orders because I'm not that guy. But you take Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, and then you throw in Lamar, and look at the amount of passes per game, pass attempts per game. You're seeing sometimes Josh Allen, Joe Burrow especially, some of these guys are throwing 52, 56 passes a game.
well,
So their arm is being tested, whereas I don't feel like Lamar's. I mean, obviously it's
a,
being
a
tested,
stat
but
that
you know what I'm
gets
saying?
overlooked a lot. A stat that gets overlooked a lot with Lamar. in the passing categories is the amount of touchdowns he throws. From it, he throws because, like you just said, he's not putting up the attempts that they're putting up, but he's throwing more touchdowns.
Yeah.
Only I think only Joe Burrow threw more touchdowns. Let me see. I think only Joe Burrow threw more
I think you
touchdowns.
may be right. Yeah.
He definitely throw a lot of touchdowns. Yeah.
He throws a lot of them.
And then there's a caveat to that as well. Joe Burrow has $200 million receivers. Lamar doesn't. So there's that too. When you've got every quarterback, I'm sure in the league would love to have Jamar Chase and T Higgins to throw to.
But see, that's the thing. Like he gets credit. Lamar gets criticized. Listen, I myself I started the whole mantra a couple years back when it was rumored that we was gonna try to go get Lamar Jackson, or that we should. That was more so the headlines that the Falcons should try to go get Lamar Jackson. And we know part of the narrative was because, of course, this was Michael Vick played. You're comparing Michael Vick to Lamar Jackson. Black quarterback, we in the black Mecca. So those were the narratives being spun. And I'm the one that started that mantra of you stupid motherfuckers that want Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
When he's
So
getting
where did he play
Marcus
school ball
Mariota
again? Where did Lamar go to school again? It was Louisville, right? Kentucky.
He went to Louisville.
Yeah. No, sorry, when you go, sorry.
No, so I started that whole mantra because I'm like, listen, man, I don't want the same production I'm already getting at that time from Marcus Mariota. I don't want my team to go pay that much money for somebody that's going to give you what Marcus Mariota was giving you in that season.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson came back the next season and played way better than he did in that season.
Yeah.
Played much better. His decision making looked better. His pocket presence looked a little bit better. He's always had a good arm on him. He looked a bit more precise. He came back playing better. And while the numbers don't get overwhelmingly better to the quarterback stat to the quarterback criticism that he was getting, it didn't get overwhelmingly better, but you can't deny the amount of touchdowns this dude throws.
No.
He throws a lot of touchdowns.
And that's the thing. If you're throwing more it's simple. If you throw more touchdowns with less attempts, you are, by and large, by its definition, more efficient. Have I said anything wrong? So, I mean, to say he's not efficient is incorrect. But to say he's not a pass heavy QB and he likes to have options to run right off the bat, I feel like that's completely fair because there's not a lie been spoken, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's the whole, misconception with Michael Penix, with not Michael Penix, but with Lamar Jackson. I don't know why we're talking about Lamar Jackson, but
Because we got on to Vick, people that Vick had been
the Michael
inspired.
comparisons with Michael Penix, and with Lamar, much like with Vick early in his career, a lot of people that criticize quarterbacks didn't want Vick getting quarterback recognition.
Yeah.
Just like with Lamar Jackson. And you got to think. First of all, we can't change reality, right? None of us are Doctor Strange.
No.
None of us got the Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, I've got the strange part down.
None of us are capable of altering reality. Okay? So The reality is they play quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is they've always played quarterback their entire football careers.
Yep. Again, I hate to jump back into another sport. People say that in MMA, Habib Nurmagomedov, again one of the goats, is boring to watch. Okay, that's fair. But see if you can't stop him from wrestling you to the ground, then you're going to lose the fight. There is a difference between effective and pretty. That he as a quarterback, if he doesn't play a style of the position that you like, that's fair. But to say that he's not effective and efficient at what he does is incorrect, because the facts and the numbers will tell you otherwise.
It's it's the altering reality people that want so bad to alter reality.
Yep.
Michael
That's the
Vick
thing.
and Lamar Jackson, just like with Robert Griffin III, just like with Cam Newton, just like with that boy that boy in Indianapolis.
Andrew Luck.
No, the one in Indianapolis now. Richardson.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. Just like with these boys, they play the quarterback position. And you're not going to change that just because you don't like that they don't play like a traditional quarterback plays.
Yeah, and that was my point as well about the tush push or ban it. Why? Because you can't stop it. If you can't stop it, play some fucking D. Learn to stop it.
That's the most pussified shit I done seen the league do since it's been around. I ain't never seen them give into some pussified shit like that, like they done. Getting rid of that damn move just because ain't nobody been able to stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, he beat me up. I can't.
How about you do a better job of letting them get in 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 situations?
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't be in a position to tush push if you could cover.
You can't push tush for four straight plays.
Nope.
It's gonna be turnover on that.
100%.
So
And they're pure complaining to the refs. So I can't stop this. It's like, nah, be better. Don't be better.
Just like George Testboy said, just like with Justin Fields, it's not only are you not going to change the reality that they play quarterback, but you're not understanding that the reason why the teams that have them is so that they can be a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want them to play the way you want them to play. Offensive coordinators ain't looking at Justin Fields to stand in the pocket all day and throw 40, 50 attempts. They ain't looking for him to do that. They not looking for Lamar Jackson to stand in the pocket all day and throw 60, 70 attempts. That's not what they're looking for him to do. They're looking for him to be the running quarterback that he is. Now, with Michael Penix Jr., we're looking for him to be a lot of what Vick was in Philadelphia and in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. That's
what we're looking for him to be. We're looking for him to be somebody that can process pre-snap, process after the snap, and if you need to use your legs, we know that it's going to be a whole lot of defenders not going to be able to get a hold to you until you done picked up a first down or more.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we're looking for him to be. That's why it's not for all of the and this will segue into the next topic. Why do fans reject the Vick Penix pairing? I don't know why you would reject this pairing, knowing.
Well, I told you, man. I feel like it's just people have got their opinions on who Mike Vick is as a man, and they're forgetting what Mike Vick is as a quarterback. He's not here to run this offense. He's not here to take snaps. He is a mentor, again, like we said earlier. So I'm not going to outright reject giving the chance to give the guy who's going to take the reins, as I say, a good inclination of what to expect at every level of the game. So yeah, I don't think we should out and out reject it. I feel we should take it for what it is. Penix doesn't have to take that advice. He can take some of it that suits him, But at the end of the day, he's a whole nother kid. This is his turn, but the advice and the support structure, it can't be understated. Like, to have guys in any line of work who've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt, almost wore the ring in some cases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's especially going into year two, we having him taking some snaps last year. I feel like he's going to be a hell of a lot more complete and game ready than the rest of the league think he's going to be.
What you think, Will? Why you think a lot of fans reject this pairing? Big Will. I forgot both of y'all motherfuckers Will. Goodness gracious.
It's just look, just half
You
of them.
could
The
just,
ones who hated Vic, probably the ones who rejected it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our fan base is so divided. That's what you gonna get right now until we start winning. Winning solves everything. So when we start winning, everybody forget about everything.
I've got a wee idea as well, Brother Black. Next time, why don't you just start calling us Thrill and Reaper? That's how we know. If there's
I
two
guess
wills.
that's what I have to do. Thrill and Reaper. Every time y'all
Mhm.
on here, I got Thrill and I got Reaper. At least Coach called himself a whole nother name. He just Coach called himself a whole nother name. Yeah, Jordan Test Boy say also we didn't have these opportunities with Ryan, so having both first round quarterbacks mentoring him is a bonus. That's a good point too. When Matt Ryan was drafted, you didn't have a quarterback that came before him that you other than Chris Chandler, and that was short lived. That was only for a few seasons, y'all. People gotta remember that too. Chris Chandler was only here for a little while, for a very short while. So you don't have anybody coming behind, and Brett Favre was still playing. And even you can't count him neither. Cause hell, they traded him before he could,
Yep.
prove who
4
he was
passes
going
as a
to be.
Falcon, 2 picks, 1 incompletion, 1 completion. Oh, we wanted the kid from for Georgia Tech. No, Mississippi State it was, because he was Southern Miss. Hey, Mississippi, what school did you go to? Southern Miss, coach? Why? Nah, we wanted the kid from Mississippi State. Or so the story goes. I don't know how much truth there is in that, but that's how it goes.
So that's a good point. Like there's like the respect Matt Ryan ought to get is that he's truly the original best quarterback that the Falcons have always had, and he's the original because there was nobody else to come behind for him to
To lead by
mentor
example. Yeah.
from the past Falcons regimes. There was nobody, and I mean, you could probably say no, nobody. I was gonna try to make up some shit. No, there was no one, and it's you do have this opportunity now with Michael Penix. Like, hey man, do you know that you get a Matt Ryan who hit the ground running with this franchise because he had to. He came into a franchise that was under so much scrutiny, had so much drama surrounding it because of the Michael Vick scandal, because of the Super Bowl collapse in '98, because of the Too Legit era and not resigning Deion Sanders, because of the not hiring Vince Lombardi to be your inaugural head coach. You had so much behind Matt Ryan on his shoulders, so much put on his shoulders coming onto this team, and he hit the ground running.
He did.
That's the amount of respect you're supposed to put on Matt Ryan to where you say you are the original best quarterback of the Atlanta
Ex-
Falcons.
Exactly. That's the only quarterback you think about. You got to think about. He broke every record, and he had out everything on his shoulder, bro. And he came in and didn't give a damn. We were sorry as shit the year before. He came in his first year. We won 11 games.
Hmm. His first
So
career
you
pass was
so
a
you got
57-yard touchdown. We knew for
so
the off we had a stud. You know what I'm saying? So
you got Michael Penix getting that. You're going to be able to get that tutelage from Matt Ryan, and then you got Michael Vick, who the world God all they awed over Michael Vick
mhm.
coming into the league to the point to where they was talk it was a joke, but I think after brainstorming a while, you had some investors really thinking about creating the Michael Vick Experience theme park. Think about you got a Matt Ryan that literally had to grind and build his reputation. And then you had a Michael Vick who just solely based off of his God-given talent was was deemed to be the GOAT before he could even really prove it, before
Yeah.
he could even put the work in.
And
And you
that's a slippery slope
got
because I've made this joke before. If hype was championships, Jacksonville would be a dynasty. Because I'm not going to lie, the way he played at Clemson, I wanted Trevor Lawrence. Like I knew we wouldn't get him because we weren't in the mix for him, but he was a nice QB. But the hype that he had coming out, oh, this is generational. This is going to make Jacksonville a contender. Jacksonville don't have any receivers for him to throw to. So now they're starting to get the message. Maybe too little, too late because it's year 5 for Trev now. But obviously taking that out of consideration, it's just sort of. I'm glad that we got Penix at the time that we did, but the amount of first round talent isn't what it used to be. A first round QB used to be a surefire sort of. Nah, this is our guy. But look at this year. Cam Ward was the number 1 pick, and he doesn't look ready. There's something missing for me. I don't know if you guys feel like you see something I don't, but I don't think Cam Ward's the guy in Tennessee either.
I don't know, but I just know that what I'm getting from this, what I'm getting from these events that are going to occur throughout this season, and seeing how Michael Penix, you're going to have Michael Vick in the path he had to endure to get to the icon status he's at, along
Mhm.
with Matt Ryan, who had a totally different path, a totally different, obstacle course than Michael Vick. Two guys
Mhm.
with two completely different obstacle courses to get to the iconic status that they're at now. Just think about that. I don't know how a Vic hater or a Matt Ryan hater can continue to be blind.
Yeah, taking the men out of the equation because it's obviously something personal. As I say, the stat sheets read for themselves. So at this point, and as I say, it's about. Uh, Forgive me if I'm getting too close to the knuckle here, but as an Atlanta fan, it's about grabbing yourself by the balls and going, nah, you know what? I feel some kind of way, but his success was there for all to see. Yeah, the two guys, Mike Vick and Matt Ryan, had different trajectories, but they landed at the same destination. Ultimately, they are Falcons legends. So I don't see why, when we've got the pool of legends that we do, um, and a big shout out to the boss lady Maggie T because she's starting to make these connections with the squad too, with Mike Turner or John Abraham, things like this. It's We need to utilize these legends. Life is short. While we still have them here, able to give us their wealth of knowledge and experience and high level football, why would you not want to take advantage of that? Would be my question. You know?
Yeah, we just gotta try to do our best to leave bias out of our thought process on how
Yeah.
we're going to articulate whether or not this Michael Vick, Michael Penix, or even this Matt Ryan and Michael Penix throuple, can I call it? Can I call it that?
Might as well.
without it sounding weird. Can we analyze this throuple of the Mikes and Matt Ryan and leave the bias out? Think about okay, for the people that's the PETA folks, you know, the pet friend, the people that love their pets. You look at your pet as an extension of you as a child or whatever. I'm not saying this in a matter of which you should just forget all about what you believe in. What I'm saying is this: Michael Vick has took the road to redemption, and he's been able to sustain that redemption. And he looks like a damn good model citizen of, you know, now. And seeing that he still holds this iconic persona, this iconic view over the masses, you got to respect that. Because what he went through could have easily put him under. He could have been an afterthought by now.
Yeah, 100%. Or worse.
But he rebuilt that reputation and grew on it. And then you got Matt Ryan. You got Matt Ryan, who came into a city that's nicknamed the Black Mecca. And he brought his willy white ass in here and took care of business every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And showed professionalism, showed loyalty.
And that's what it's all about. It's not skin deep.
Too.
You said it, brother.
That he can continue to evolve as a quarterback. He can continue to adapt as a player. He showed you the ability to be able to do those things, and now he holds an iconic view over the masses. So you got two quarterbacks, and this go back to what Georgia Texas Boy was saying. You didn't get this opportunity with Matt Ryan, but you get this opportunity with Michael Penix to put that young man in a position where you can take these two iconic pillars, put them around him so that each of them can give him all of that tutelage, give him all of that experience to show him, like, listen, young man, listen, listen real close when we tell you this. This Matt Ryan and Vick that can say this to Michael Penix. Listen real closely when we tell you this. If you don't take care of your business, much like in life, your business will take care of you.
Mm-hmm. True word never said, brother.
And if you do take care of your business will take care of you. My granddaddy told me that. He said, if you apply that in every aspect of your life, well, if you don't take care of your business gonna come take care of you. But if you do take care of your business, guess what? Your business, it can take care of you too.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about taking care of your business. If we get so infatuated with, if we get so stuck on, remember when Vick did that? Remember when Matt Ryan did that? You sure you want that? You sure you want Michael Penix having that around? You're not taking a finished product and keeping that in mind. You're taking pieces, you're taking ingredients that make up who this person is, and you're trying to isolate those things and to make it seem as though that is what's going to be most influential to that young quarterback. But it's not. Mm-hmm. It's everything in a whole. It's everything in its totality.
Yeah, exactly.
And what Michael Vick is giving, what Michael Vick is giving Michael Penix Jr. right now is absolutely gold for
Yeah.
Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, as we say, all it's
It's
going to
cheat
take is
code.
for Atlanta fans to step back and look at the whole collage, so to speak, what we are trying to build here. I think it's very much a process, but it's something that, as you say, boys, we've not been able to implement in the past. So, as if you boil it down, it's a really exciting time to be a Falcons fan. It really is.
Yep. So we gonna start wrapping it up, man. We gonna get to a Q&A. If y'all, I don't usually do Q&A, but we gonna get to a Q&A before we wrap it up for about another 5 minutes. Q&A. We do Q&A for about 5 minutes. So anybody got any questions? I think I got some. I got a couple of them started here. Jonte Rozier earlier, he said, "What's good, Grady? I mean, Big Wheel."
Oh,
For real, Blackberry. I seen you start that comment. I was like, okay, I see it.
you
That's
knew it was
nasty
coming.
work.
He was already braced for that hit, man.
Hey, I didn't want it. I didn't want it to interrupt my damn show, but I damn sure wanted to highlight.
Oh,
He said that shit at the beginning of
Y'all will not make me fall back into it. I'm done with Grady talk. We'll talk about him when the season starts. We'll talk.
hell yeah.
goddamn. ATL 251 earlier. He said, and I think this is when we was talking about, um, Michael Penix and well, we've been talking about Penix Vick all night. But he said, if you're gonna embrace him now, why not sign him when he got out of jail? Can you imagine the players he would have had 09 through 14 would have been the dirty white Vic Jones, might have been a cheat code.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can see it. I can see what you're saying. I mean, Vic throwing a Roddy White and Julio Jones. That's a tasty prospect. Especially as you say, the more complete version of Michael Vick that then went on to play in Philly and Pittsburgh. So yeah, I agree with that. That might not, as I say, we can all look back and go, maybe if we could have done this and done that, but as I say, you don't want to drag yourself down into that level of misery because there's been 60 years of it.
Who knows what you know? Who knows what the team would have looked like if Michael Vick would have been the quarterback for this team years after the Michael Vick scandal.
Yeah,
First of all, you weren't gonna sign him back after he got out of jail because you made him pay back $2 million or
yeah,
however much it was. You
there
made him
is
pay
that.
back a lot of money.
It was way more than 2 million.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I think he had to pay like 100 million. Well, how much he had to pay back?
I think it was like 20.
Like 20 mil?
Yeah,
And I
I
think
think
they
it was like
labelled it as
20.
like community damages or something like that. The paper said. So just it makes sense with the
But we
wording.
forget all he had to do was just tell the truth. Arthur Blank had his back
All
to
he
the
had to do was
fullest.
tell the truth. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all he had to do.
That's it, bro.
Um, yeah, Mucho. That's what
Yeah,
they said in
Arthur
players.
Blank got mob time. He would have got that swept up on the rug.
That's what who said that in player club? That was that the one she got the fine with that said make that money, don't let it make you, or was that Lisa Ray said? I think Lisa Ray said that.
Lisa Ray told her cousin that,
Yeah, she told her cousin that. Yeah,
but
old
her
girl.
cousin didn't listen.
Yeah, and if y'all don't know, okay, so it the head stripper in Players Club and Lisa Ray's cousin in Players Club, they did a movie called Twa. Uh, if you ain't seen that, go see it. Go find Twa and watch Twa. I think it was a few of those movies, but look for the one with the two girls with two of the girls from Players Club. You just got to look it up because I can't remember their names. Uh, but old girl from Players Club, the head stripper, she stayed. She I don't know if she still does, but she used to live in McDonough. Oh, not McDonough, in Covington, Georgia. And I used to see her all the time up at Salem Road Walmart because I worked up there. But
Mhm.
go check that. Go check out Twi, man. Y'all go. I'm
Yeah, man.
doing.
Thanks for the
I'm doing you a
recommendation.
solid putting you on to that movie. Trust me. Um, Georgia Texas boy said, "What are okay?" He said, "What are your vision for the franchise?" We want to answer that first. What's your vision for the franchise?
Hmm. I think we, as I say, it's a process. We are all hype right now,
Oh
but
no,
there's
hold
no
on, my bad.
meaningful.
No, mucho, not twat. No, twa.
Trois, French
It's
for three. T
it's
R O I
French.
S.
There you go. Trios. He said twat. No, not twat.
As in un, deux, trois. French.
Yeah, French for three. Go ahead. Will, go ahead. Three
Where
of
were we?
three.
Vision for the franchise. Yeah. So, yeah, for me, I feel like, as I say, taking out the kind of devil's advocate little battles that we have between ourselves to kind of spur the chat on and so forth. My vision entails running the South, as I've said. So we've got the bodies in place. I feel like we all know that Slant Master's coming to the end of his career in Tampa, and if we can keep um, Mayfield in the pocket, we can shut them down. If we don't let him run to where he's dangerous, we can sweep Tampa. And look at the Saints and the Panthers. Yes, picking up Ted McMillan was nice. So what? Our offense is stacked. You really think he's going to be able to put up enough points himself to compensate the fact that we are pounding 30 and 40 points into you? Fingers crossed. No. So, as I say, my vision is that we run the South, that everyone starts looking at the league the way they used to at Baltimore in 2000 and between 2000 and 2004, or Kansas City, or that run when during like 2009 towards the end of Brett Favre's career in Minnesota. I want teams where they go, well, we know who's winning that division. I want the NFC South to look like the AFC North for Baltimore. I want them to look at things and go, well, we know Atlanta's coming out of the South, so blah, blah, blah. That's the kind of attitude I want to the A. I am sick. I think I've said it with Des on the Scottish Falcons show. Said it to Maggie too. I am sick of this culture of mediocrity that's been built across all sports in Atlanta. I am done with just being good, just being enough to be in contention for the South. I want that title every damn season. I know that at 34 I'll be young enough, as I say, to see us hoist that Lombardi. Gentlemen, you're right there with me. Black, you're only a couple of years older than myself, so we're going to be there. We're all going to be there to see that Lombardi raised. So if the process is looking the right way, if we look like we've drafted the right people, got the right people in place, and they just need to get adjusted and fit into the new schemes, I can live with that. I can take I maybe 1 or 2 more years of teething problems, as I says to you. But my vision is dynasty. I want what Nick Saban had in Alabama. I want that for him and the boys. How about you, lads? How you feeling about it? What do you want to see from our birds?
You want to touch on that, Will, before we close it out?
Oh man,
Your vision
I'm
for the
about.
franchise.
I'm gonna be like a broken record, man. Just I want to see competition, man. I want to see the best man out there on the field, and I want to see us finish game. That's one thing we couldn't do last year. We couldn't finish game. I want to see us finish game and play a complete game. One day we'll have a game where our defense be playing good and our offense don't seem like they know how to play. Then we'll have a game where our offense play good, defense nowhere to be found. Shit,
Yeah.
we had a special team game last year. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We can't put all of that together. I want to see them play a complete game. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I'm with that, man. All three phases of
we
offense,
got
defense, and special teams just actually turning up all together for a change would be nice.
right, we got talent and competition all over the field this year. So all I'm saying to our coach is just prepare them, dog. Get them prepared. Get them prepared to play a 60-minute game. Come out and compete. We supposed to won
Hmm.
the division 3 years straight, and we gave it up at the end of the year 3 years straight. So just finish. That's gonna be the theme for me. Just finish, bro. Learn how to finish.
Yep, that's
I'll
it.
answer this question from Mucho. Mucho say, who's most likely to get Rookie of the Year on offense and defense? On offense, Rookie of the Year, I'm going to say Cam Ward. On
Yep.
defense, I'm going to say Jalen Walker. Um, we gonna go
Um,
ahead.
uh,
I'm gonna go
I
ahead.
agree with you on all as
Go
well,
ahead.
but
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you say?
no, I was going to say I agree with you on all, but defense. Uh, I think Xavier Watts is going to challenge. I think that third round selection was an absolute steal. I think he plays like a upper second round guy. So I think like I've been wrong before, but I think he's going to progress. It's just whether it's this season, but I think he's rookie of the year material. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, he is. It just gonna depend on how much playing time he gets.
Yes, sir.
I think
Hmm.
that's what's gonna really determine that.
Yeah.
But as far as my vision for the franchise, y'all, I want to see him win a goddamn championship in 2025. January 2020 in
I ain't want
February
to put that
2026.
pressure. I
In
ain't want to put
February,
that pressure out there.
listen. Listen, 60 fucking years. 60 years. Pressure. It's time for what that girl R. Lennon say. She said, "Get
Shit, I
on up."
wanted them to win the championship last year.
Hey, R.
Shit,
Lennon
well,
say,
that's what
"Get on in."
happens.
R. Lennon say, "Get up in it. Go on and do it.
Mhm.
Apply that pressure." R. Lennon say, "Get on up in it.
She
Go on
talking
and
about a
do
different
it.
type of pressure.
Apply that pressure." I know what pressure she talking about.
Hey, pressure can make diamonds a birth pipe.
Get on
That's
up
what it
in
gonna
there and
be.
apply that pressure. I
Mhm.
want to see them win a championship in 2025. And as far as what they look like as a franchise after that, I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, I want a reason to walk down Petrie Street in celebratory fashion, running behind a championship float.
Oh yes.
That's what the
Could
city
you
missing.
picture the
All
shows,
the other
boy?
championship one hit like a Falcon championship. If a Falcon get a championship,
It's gonna make the city
Or the Hawks, either one of
explode.
them. Lord have mercy.
Is going to erupt. The city will literally erupt.
You imagine those shows we pull the week we left the Lombardi, if, assuming we're all sober
Oh,
and compass mentis
oh,
enough to do shows.
you best believe that'll be the
So
first time.
sober is
That'll be
not gonna be
the
in
first.
nobody's vocabulary.
No,
Nobody sober.
that'll be the first interactive show that you see for your boy Blackberry. Because I'm gonna have on one of them cameras that you strap onto your head, and I'm gonna be just running around the damn city, just interacting with
Y'all
Falcon
will
fans,
see my y'all will
going
see my
crazy.
face then.
Yo, then you
I'll
gonna
be on that mug.
We left the Lombardi, you might even see my face there. How's about that? If I find out we're in a Super Bowl, I'm coming.
might see the Falcon family come across the pond and celebrate. So,
Hell's
it,
yeah.
so listen, man. At the end of the day, y'all, these Atlanta Falcons, they on the verge of tapping into something that's going to be considered great. And I'm not afraid to stand on that. I see us in the beginning of that right now. And this season could just very well be the beginning of that dynasty status that we're building towards. And that has to come with a Lombardi.
Mhm.
And that's just how I'm looking at it, and that's how I'm gonna continue to look at it. But appreciate everybody coming through, man. If you're in the chat still, make sure you do your boy a favor. Hit that like button if you didn't already. For everybody that's gonna come through when they come through, make sure you hit that like button and that sub button if you haven't done that already. And share this out. If you're still watching, hit that share button and share this to your Facebook or something. Do your boy a big favor and share this out. And let's get the eyes back on the channel that used to be on the old channel that I'm still fighting to get back, so we can bring back segments like Bring It to the Pit and you know, more interactive shows with the fan base. But with that being said, we appreciate everybody that came through. Y'all make sure y'all make it do what it do and catch us on the flip side. Home team.
Report, and I'll let you try again tomorrow.
Peace.
Home team. What's happening, home team? It's your boy Blakberry Rex coming to let you know about the summer giveaway that we're having with the home team with Blakberry. That's Blakberry, no C. It's the K. If you want to be a part of this giveaway, have a chance to win some free stuff, you got to go to Instagram and subscribe to Blakberry Rex on Instagram and enter the raffle for your chance to win.